Hi, my name is Corey Minter, and I'm president of Trinity Employment Specialists. We are a staffing company that focuses on the medical field, in accounting, and in banking, in customer service type jobs. We also do some high-level searches in IT, and also some in the oil and gas industry, even though that is having a hit right now. And I wanted to do something that actually has something to do with the oil and gas industry because we're having a lot of people being laid off at this time. And what it's doing is it's creating a lot of anxiety in the oil and gas industry, and these are top-level A-player candidates that are out there. And so what I wanted to do real quickly is I wanted to take some of the best advice that I've been given from my mentors over the past 10 years, and I wanted to share some of the most important lessons that I've learned from them, because it has literally changed my life in the way that I look at things. But the most important thing, especially for some of these candidates that might be looking for a job at the moment, is I think it will give you some really good positive things to consider working on. And so let's get started in these things, because I really hope to encourage somebody today. The first thing that I've learned that has helped me the most is to have a clear vision of who I want to become or who I want to be. And I had a mentor about 4 years ago sit down with me, and I had a goal of what I wanted to accomplish. And I had asked him this simple question. This is somebody who is a multimillionaire. He's done exceptionally well for himself. He owns multiple companies. And he said that every morning he would get up and he would go for a run, and throughout the entire run he would say to himself over and over what he wanted to become. And he would claim it almost as though it were going to happen. He said, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to own multiple companies. I'm going to be a good father and a good husband. And these were just the things that he had told me. And so it is something that I've incorporated in my life that I think has helped me it's helped me the most, is to have a clear vision of what I want to become. Once you get that in your head, you can literally change your outlook. You'll change the ways that you do things, and you'll get focused on what you want most in life. And you've heard it being said over and over again, if you set your mind to it, you can do anything. And it's said so much that it's lost its meaning. It's just become a lull statement that people are like, oh yeah, okay. But let me say it to you, and let me remind you that has so much truth in it. When you have a clear vision of who you want to become and you commit to doing it, the sky's the limit. And that's one of the most important things that I've learned from some of my mentors. The second tidbit that I've learned is to commit to being the very best that I can be. And let me just spend a couple minutes of explaining that. I still work on this on a daily basis myself. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of an example on what I have to work on this. I own my own company. And so every day I can do what I elect to do. And I found myself the other day getting online and just clicking through some useless news that I was looking at. And no question, it's my job to know what's going on in our industries. But this wasn't that kind of news reading. This was like I was reading the entertainment section or something like that. Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about, but let me tell you what I learned. I sat and thought, I can either sit here and do this, or I can work towards being the very best that I can be. And having that mentality changes everything. But it's a daily decision. That day, I was not feeling aggressive in doing my work, but I made the decision that I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. I'm going to be the very best that I can be today. So, for those that have just lost their jobs from the massive layoffs that have just happened, commit to being the very best that you can be that day. And if you make that decision over and over and over again, that is what the top people in their industries do on a daily basis. They commit to being the best and they fulfill that role. They don't spend their time playing on the internet. That's what most people do. If you want to be the best, commit to being the best. It'll change your world, and I said this just a second ago, it'll take you to the sky. And so I hope that is something that you incorporate into your daily routine. The third thing that I would recommend someone do, especially when they're going through struggle, is to be generous with your time, to focus on other people more than you do yourself. Most people are not going to ever get this, but I'm going to give you one of the secrets to sales that most of your average salespeople have no idea about. But if you will go out and help enough people get what they want, Zig Ziglar said this, you will not believe what will come around to you. Zig Ziglar says it, that if you help enough people get what you want, they will help you get everything that you want. But I want to caution a lot of people in that line of thinking. If you help people out for the sole reason of trying to get something out of it, I think that it completely defeats the purpose. But if you will go out and just find needs in other people for no selfish reasons, but just to help them out, just for the sake of helping them out, you're going to find that in about a year's time, you are not going to believe the wave of good things that will probably come to you. People will want to help you. They will want to be your friend, and it's going to it can change a person's entire life in just having the patience to help other people get what they want. So be generous with your time. Focus on other people before yourself, and you'll never believe what's going to come to you. I promise you that. The fourth key to this has partly to do with happiness, because it's really important to stay positive and happy. But this is one of the biggest keys to that I can offer you, that I've learned in my time of trying to just become the best that I can be. And that is to be grateful to what you've been given, or grateful for what you've been given. Gratefulness is not natural. I can promise you. I have a 3-year-old son, and if you try to feed him when he wants to play, I can promise you, you will see ungratefulness there. People are not naturally grateful. It takes practice. You have to almost commit to being grateful. One of the keys that someone had given me not long ago, actually, that has helped me the most is that every morning before I get going somewhere, I spend the very first part of my morning for about 1 to 2 minutes on being grateful for what I've been given. We live in a society where the grass is always greener on the other side. And we spend so much time looking at what other people have that we forget to see what's been given to us. I see my children at Christmas, and all they tell me is a list of all the things that they want. I want to go get them the list of what they got last year, because they've forgotten to be grateful for that. We see Facebook. Everybody on Facebook and on LinkedIn and all of these social media sites, what you are looking at there is you're looking at someone's highlight reel. You're not seeing what the struggles that they usually go through. And so it's very easy for those reasons for us to get caught in a pattern of not being grateful because we're always looking at what other people have. Don't bite that lure. Focus on yourself. Start seeing what you have and start becoming grateful for those things. And contentment and happiness are to follow that line of thinking. That's a huge key that I've learned over the last 2 years from my top level mentors. The fifth thing that I would recommend, and it's one of the main things that I've learned, is to believe that the best is yet to come. We're all going to go through struggles. And I don't know if everybody's seen this. I would imagine that most people have, but it's called the iceberg of success. So you have the iceberg that's on the top. Here's the water level. And then way down here below is the part of the iceberg that you don't see. Well, I just talked about social media and looking at people's highlight reels. When you see someone who is successful, you don't see the struggle, the failures, the bottom part of the iceberg. You don't see those things. Most people don't. Most people look at that pretty iceberg floating on the top of the water. And it is so vitally important for people to start believing that the best is yet to come in the midst of a struggle. The struggles happen and it's never going to stop. It'll never stop. But if you can start seeing the positive aspects of the things that are happening to you and just having that belief system, it will change your outlook. When you're grateful for what you've been given, when you can focus on other people before yourself, when you can commit to being the very best that you can be, and when you can have a clear vision of what you want to be, that is what the top most successful people have a natural ability to do. Develop these things in you, and you can become that too. It's the roadmap to success, and I hope that that helps you.